Hi friends. I am starting my second day of my advent calendars. I have 2 advent calendars this year. The first one, of course, is the Passiondale tea advent calendar. I get those for free. I'm not going to tell you what's inside here in case you're playing and you haven't opened yours yet. I will tell you it's not my favorite. I put this flavor into the tea advent because other people like it a lot. And it's all right. It's just not my go-to. The other advent I'm doing is super exciting. Even more exciting than tea, if you can imagine that. This was gifted to me by my friend Sharon, and it is the Woolens and Nosh sock advent calendar. So here's the dealio. I received a tiny skein of this very, very dark gray color, which I used for my toe. And you can see it comes in this awesome little bag. The bag is snapped shut and the yarn is just coming right out of the bag. It's already been placed into a center pull ball. So all I have to do is knit straight out of it. And it's a self-striping yarn. So as I knit my sock, it will self-stripe as per self-striping yarn. And yesterday's color was, I think this is a good sign, yesterday's color was this beautiful Passiondale blue color, right? And then I stop knitting when I get to the main color, which is this very, very dark gray, almost black. And that dark gray color separates each of the advent stripes. So now I will knit a couple of rows of this gray and see what happens, see what the next color is on the advent sock. And I really love this. I really love this. Yesterday, I wanted to just keep knitting and knitting and knitting because one of the funnest things about self-striping sock yarn is that you finish one stripe and then you start the next one. And I get so excited to get to the next stripe. And I kind of felt that way last night when I was working on this. I started a couple of stitches of the gray and I wanted to keep knitting. And I think that's awesome. But I was really good and I stopped, and I think I'll be able to continue doing that. I promise I will not knit all of my sock ahead of time. I will knit it as I should. This yarn is I didn't bring a little card with me. This yarn, it is a little thicker than the sock yarn that I usually use. And I knit a lot of socks. Like I knit a lot of socks. Like I've started giving socks away because I wear them often, but I don't wear them often enough to wear them out a lot. And I can't hold any more in my drawer. My sock drawer will not fit any more handmade socks. So I have started giving them away on occasion. And this pair, because the yarn is a little thicker, my hands are so used to knitting with thinner yarn. I had to upsize my needles to get the fabric that I like on a sock. And I think these needles are, they're 1/2 millimeter thicker than the needles that I usually use for my socks. And I'm telling you, it feels like I'm knitting with tree trunks. These needles feel so fat to me, but they feel good. They are Addy Turbos, I believe. And they're newish. Whereas my other sock needles, which I think are also Addy Turbos, are used enough that I didn't even realize the texture that the needles are getting because I use them so much. So using this bright, shiny, newish set of needles is quite luxurious. It feels really good. So because the yarn is fatter and because the needles I'm using are fatter, this sock will turn out to be a little bit larger than most of the socks that I knit. And you know what? I'm totally okay with that. I'm rolling with it. I have enough socks to wear in my shoes that I don't really need new socks. And if these are bigger and a little looser and a little thicker, then they're just going to be my house socks. And I like that because they're going to be super, super fun. I know already because look how beautiful and fun it is now. Just waiting to get to that next color. Last year, if I recall correctly, watching Karen do her sock advent, the colors at first were these beautiful like autumn shades. I remember different greens, and then there would be pops of red, oranges, and probably some yellows in there, warm colors. So maybe with this pretty blue, maybe we'll have cooler colors this year. I don't know. So I'm just going to knit here for a little bit and we'll see what happens. I see it coming. I'm not going to tell you what color. Oh, you can probably see it from there. This is a surprise. I seem to remember from Karen's last year, I feel like the colors didn't change abruptly. I feel like it was not an ombre, but like after this Passiondale blue color, I would maybe expect a bluish green maybe, or a purpley. I mean, I was just saying that maybe we'll have a lot of cool colors this year, but this color coming up is not a cool color. It is hot, 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 hot. So let me get a couple of this. Let me get a couple of rows of this beautiful red orange on here. And we'll see what it looks like. Oh, this is so exciting. I love this chip. Getting back up to a gray part again, which means it's time for me to slow down. It means it's time for me to stop. I do know now that I can get about 3 rows of the gray before the next color starts. But now with that dark gray up there, you can really see the contrast. In these first 2 stripes, it's looking kind of sportsy with the orangey red and the tealy turquoisey blue, but I really, really like it. I'm really surprised that they started off with just 2 amazingly contrasty colors right off. So like what comes next? Do we get back to a cool color? Do we do a bluey or a purpley? Who knows? Can't wait to see. But that will be tomorrow because I have to stop for now. So I hope you all have a good day and enjoy your tea and your sock knitting or whatever you happen to be doing today. Thanks, friends. See you.